Hello, my name is Dan Balmer. I'm a graduate student with Grand Canyon University. I'm here to talk to you about procedural safeguards today. It's important that parents with students that have disabilities, they should be aware of the procedural safeguards that are in place under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. It's really important that parents understand the rights they have and what as far as the evaluation process goes and what the school district has to do to get written notice and consent from the parents before they could evaluate for services. So most importantly, like I said, they protect the rights of the children and the parents. And among the main things is the parents are given the right to participate in all meetings. And before any meeting is to take place, there should be a written notice from the district to give to the parents to give them the purpose of the meeting. And before any evaluation of services can take place, parents must sign and consent to evaluation. And once a district receives the consent from parents to start evaluation for support services, the district would have 60 days to complete the evaluation. And during this whole process, parents are involved in the whole thing. You know, they have the right to kind of understand the information provided. They have so thanks to the IDEA law, you know, that kind of governs special education laws. They can request testing. Parents have the right to refuse education, even if they find that their child can receive special education services. Parents still have the right to refuse that if they'd like. They could also request their own independent evaluation at no cost to them. The district would be liable to pay for a separate evaluation if that's what the parents choose. Parents have the right to bring other people in to an IEP meeting, the individualized education plan, if they have knowledge of the student and the disability. Parents have the right to, so I said, request an independent education evaluation, and if the parents disagree with the evaluation from the school district, you know, they can request a due process hearing or kind of have a dispute the findings, and then that's when they could have a kind of mediation to discuss the discrepancies between the parents and the school district. And you know, during this process, there's something called stay put, where if the child is in placement in special education until the dispute is settled, they would stay in their current class or the current program that's in place. And so the biggest thing is parents should be aware of their rights, you know, so they should understand all the rights they have to them during this process. And so that's kind of up to the school district and the teachers to communicate with the parents and inform them of the procedures. That's why there's a procedure safeguard, just to make sure that they are aware of every step coming and given notice. So, you know, they are not caught off guard by anything, you know, so it's important that parents and teachers and the school district have good communication as far as students receiving special services. Just look over my list here. There's quite a few things. There's also a right to request an evaluation if maybe there's a language difference, and so a parent can request information be received in a native language and different accommodations for their student during the evaluations. And then also parents have the right to, and I mentioned this, but this is one of the bigger ones, is that parents have the right to request education records. So they have all of their students' education records at their disposal if they choose. There's also a confidentiality agreement that any student that would be in special education would, it's confidential records like teachers that work with special education students should not be talking to other staff member who not work with the student, about them. So there's just and then as far as paperwork, it should be confidential, that just that we keep respect the privacy of the families with special education, and not, people should not be talking, be known information. So there should be just a confidential agreement between both parties. School districts are expected to provide parents copies of the procedural safeguards and copy of records, and should give a written notice if they plan a meeting or a change in placement. So parents would have to be made aware if they plan to change the IEP, that they would give a written notice and cannot proceed until they have consent or agree to a meeting. And parents are definitely part of the IEP team for their child, so they have so they could offer their input and help kind of come up with IEP goals and everything. So parents are pretty much the most important, the first part of that team, because they have the inner information about their child and personal information that would help kind of best determine the services needed. So definitely part of the team, and also they have the right for a due process hearing, like I said. And if there's any dispute regarding whether it's a placement or just evaluation findings, the parents must receive notification in writing about a change, like I said. But if there's any dispute, that the child can stay put until it's decided, until the dispute has been settled. So, and it's a due process hearing is what would take place. So yeah, it's really important that parents understand everything that's offered to them, and it's good that procedural safeguards are in place to ensure that is taking place. So thank you for listening. You guys have a great day. Goodbye.